today I'm going to show you how to make super crispy Korean fried chicken. And I'm also going to show you how to cut a whole chicken into pieces that you can fry. And I'm also going to show you how to make pickled radish. This is called chicken 무 or dak 무. It is super refreshing and it is a must when you have Korean fried chicken. Cheers! Hi everyone, this is Helen and welcome to Modern Pepper. 안녕하세요 여러분, Modern Pepper의 헬렌입니다. So for those of you that are new to Modern Pepper channel offers instructional Korean cooking lessons for authentic Korean dishes as well as Korean fusion dishes. So please to consider subscribing. 맛있는 한식 요리와 한식 퓨전 요리를 여러분들과 영어로 함께 하겠습니다. 구독 버튼 꼭 눌러주세요. So here is our star ingredient. I'm using a young bird. It's slightly less than 4.5 pounds, and I highly recommend using a young bird that's less than 5 pounds because anything that's a bit too big, it tends to be drier, but young birds, on the other hand, tends to be sweet in taste and very tender. So that is my recommendation. I'm also going to show you how to cut your whole chicken. The reason why I recommend buying a whole chicken and cutting it yourself is, one, it's cheaper than buying pre-cut pieces of chicken. Two, you could control that you are buying a very young chicken that's going to be sweet and tender. Three, it's so good to taste all different parts of the bird as opposed to just the drumstick and the thigh and the chicken breast. I mean, there's just so much more. And today we're going to use the entire chicken. We're going to use the back where we're going to keep the 2 oysters. And if you don't know what oysters is, I'll show you. That is like the best part of the chicken in my opinion. Now, for those of you who are not interested in seeing me take this chicken apart, then just skip to the timeline that you see right here. So before you start, you always want to make sure that the knife you're using is super sharp. You're going to give yourself more probability of making accidental cuts or perhaps even hurting yourself if you are using a dull knife. Make sure to sharpen your knife like so. Literally just pick up the wing. You just cut around it and then you flip it back and you'll see where the joint is and you just cut right through it. Easy as that. You could keep the tip on, but I like to cut mine off. Some people like it, but I don't like it. So there you go. And then we're going to cut our drumstick. Just cut along just the skin like that. And it's already pre-cut basically for you. And then same thing on this side. You just cut the skin and then just open like that. Pick up the legs and then just flip it back like that. Now, the oysters are right here. This is the best part of the chicken, in my opinion. We're going to use the entire bird and basically fry the back. If you don't want to do that, you need to cut this along with the thigh, but we're not going to do that. So we're basically just going to cut the thigh off and just basically it's all pre-cut for you. You just have to kind of follow. And this excess fat, I always like to trim off. And this is the backbone, so we're gonna cut right by the backbone. You see the line here? This is the fat line. And you wanna cut on the side of the drumstick right here. Like that, easy as that. So there's your thigh and there's your drumstick. And then taking your scissors, this is the chicken breast. And you see the fat line, you just follow it. Like so. And same thing on the other side, follow the fat line here with your scissors. And then I'm just gonna snap this off like that. This is the oyster part right here. The lucky person's gonna eat this. So I'm just gonna cut it right down the middle. Anytime there's excess fat or skin, just cut it off. Same thing here. And this is the butt. This is gonna get extra crispy and yummy. So pick up your breast, turn it over, and you'll see this hardened part of the bone. And what you wanna do is take your knife and just go down the middle, and then just split it open like that. Then take your knife, and it just like divides itself for you. It's that easy. And then just cut the skin, like so. And now again, this is the extra fat. I like to cut it off. And just cut it off. So it's important to keep the bone on your chicken breast when you're deep frying them. And this is a little too big, so we're gonna cut this in half. So we're gonna go in from the top, cut it in half, or maybe into thirds even if it's that big. And then from the side, there you go, like that. We wanna go in from the top, down the middle, cut the flesh off, put the bone on the side, and you just kind of go in like that, and that's it. So here we have the chicken thigh and drumsticks right here. And then we have the back bone. This part is gonna be so good. And then we have the chicken breast with the bone attached and the chicken wings. And the tips are right here. You could leave this on if you like. And this is the excess fat that we trimmed. Rinse your chicken under running cold water. And then especially the back part, make sure you kind of wash out any of this red bloody muscles. And just continue washing your chicken. This part you have to do. You have to pat down your wet chicken that you just rinsed off. Make sure that the water is off the chicken. We're gonna make the dry spice rub for our chicken. Just enough for a chicken that's 5 pounds or less. So we're gonna make a wet marinade that we're gonna add our chicken into. One critical ingredient you must have is Korean red pepper paste. So we're kind of making it similar to Southern style fried chicken where you add beaten egg with hot sauce, but instead we're gonna use Korean red pepper paste. And no, it is not going to taste spicy at all. The gochujang is just gonna bring the chicken to life. So the gochujang is literally just gonna give it flavor and take the gaminess away. Any Korean supermarket will have these guys. Now, if you don't live near a Korean supermarket, go to my website at modernpepper.com/store and you could order this guy online or check the description box as well. To our egg mixture. Smells good already. And we're gonna let this rest in the refrigerator for 12 hours. Or if you're in a pinch, at least let it marinate in the refrigerator for 3 to 4 hours. To make our chicken radish, in Korean it's called chicken mu or dak mu. Mu is radish and chicken in Korean is dak. So it's a very simple pickled radish that you eat sort of as your palate cleanser because you're eating greasy fried chicken. And also it's supposed to be light and refreshing, not at all salty, just slightly vinegary and just slightly sweet. So easy to make. So easy. So what you want to do is use Korean radish. Now, if you live in an area where you cannot get Korean radish, you could also just always get those round radish that you could find at any local supermarket. So that'll work too. Just peel the exterior skin off. We're going to peel with our peeler. We're going to cut about enough to make 3 cups of 1/2-inch cubes of Korean radish. This is optional, it's more for color. So altogether, this is about 3 cups of cubed up Korean radish and some carrots. And then mix until the salt and sugar dissolves completely. Then we're going to pour our radish in here and then mix with our hands to coat the vinegar mixture. Transfer this to an airtight container. Put it in your refrigerator and let it rest for 24 hours. And I have another one that I prepared yesterday. So what I want to show you is when you open it, you're going to smell this like kind of strong radish smell. Don't worry, that's all going to subside. That's just the gas of the radish kind of pickling in there. As you can see, there's a lot of water that extracted from the radish, and we're going to have a taste. It's so good. Every time I go to eat Korean fried chicken, I'm one of those customers that asks the waitress or waiter at least 3 to 4 refills of this chicken mu. It's that good. It's that good. Okay, so here is our chicken that's been marinating for 12 hours. And before we go any further, we need to make sure our chicken comes to room temperature. So let it hang out for about good 15 to 20 minutes. There are a couple of tools that I highly recommend when you are frying your chicken at home. One is a deep fryer thermometer. It's also called a candy thermometer. That is to ensure that we start our oil at 370 degrees because when we add our chicken, the temperature is going to drop, and we want to make sure we maintain our frying oil temperature at 350 degrees so that your chicken comes out crispy on the outside and cooked on the inside, because no one should be eating sort of cooked chicken or medium rare chicken. That is a no-no. Another item that I highly recommend is a fine mesh ladle to scoop up all the residue of batter in between your first and second batch. Meat thermometer to make sure that your chicken is fully cooked to at least 170 degrees internal temperature. And another item that I highly recommend is a cooling rack so that when you pull out your chicken from the hot frying oil, it can properly drip off all the excess oil so that you end up with super crunchy chicken instead of just putting your deep fried chicken on a plate with like paper towel. Then it'll just soak and sit in that. So while our oil is heating up to 370 degrees, we're gonna now start So exciting! Start breading our chicken. What I like to do is kind of move all the batter mix to maybe like 2/3 of this side. And then here's our chicken. Pull one out. Shake off the excess liquid. Pat it down and make sure you get all in between the crevices. Everything on this chicken needs to be coated. So what I like to do is kind of shake off the excess and leave it on this side. And continue dusting your chicken. I know some of you are asking, what is the best frying oil for frying chicken? I think in my opinion, it's peanut oil. I can't use that in my household because we have peanut allergy. So I'm using soybean oil. Also using a cast iron pot that's gonna retain the most amount of heat. Now, if you don't have a cast iron pot, make sure that you are using a pot with a very, very heavy bottom. So what I like to do now is just let these guys rest for about 5 minutes as is. Just like let them be, let them hang out. Now, the other thing is if you don't want that extra super crunchy, crispy fried chicken, this as is good. But what we're gonna do next, my secret tip. We're gonna pick up 1/2 cup of our liquid mixture and then we're gonna pour it on our batter right here. And then just break up the crumbs like so with your hands. And lightly coat this, shake it off, and then bring it back here, and then press it down. Press it down like that. And then shake off whatever doesn't stick, doesn't belong on this chicken. Find another dark meat, and then just keep on going. Drench it lightly, and cover with our crumbs. Like that. And you want to do this right before it goes into the fryer. And we're gonna cook the dark meat first. Okay, so this guy is our first batch of dark meat that we're gonna cook. This is our second batch of white meat. We're not gonna do our second coat on our second batch until this is already cooked. And whenever you add your chicken to your fryer, make sure to shake off any excess and don't drop it in here. You wanna make sure it goes in like that, about 2/3, and then you let go. And you should see that kind of bubble around it. If you don't, your oil is not ready. It's also important to not overcrowd your pot. So you always want to make sure your chicken has enough room to kind of swim and move around. If the pot gets too crowded, instead of frying your chicken, you're gonna have steamed, oily chicken, okay? So as soon as we added our chicken, the temperature dropped to 350 degrees. And that's the temperature that we wanna maintain to fry our chicken. Turn down your heat to medium and adjust accordingly so that your heat remains at 350. Now, as far as how long it'll take for the chicken to cook is somewhere around 7 minutes. It could be a little bit less or more depending on the size of your meat. And again, like I said earlier, dark meat will take longer to cook. So what we're gonna do is take it out and use a meat thermometer to check the internal temperature. And if it's at 170, then it's ready. This is the part that no one tells you, especially when you're deep frying. You have to clean in between each batch of fry. If you don't do that, the residue will continue cooking and you'll end up with blackened specks of batter on your second batch of fried chicken, and who wants that, right? If you look here, kind of our crumbs have disappeared, so we just need to make a little more. And this time maybe just less than maybe a quarter cup, and then pour it in here. Like that, and just make the same kind of crumbs again for our second batch until you have crumbs like this. This is our second batch going in, our chicken breast and 2 back pieces. Make sure to space out the fried chicken on the cooling rack so there's spacing between, and let it rest for at least 5 minutes before consuming. All right, time to eat. Why don't we do drumsticks? What do you think? You want drumsticks?
Yes.
Okay, I know that's your favorite. Go ahead, take it. I'll do a drumstick. Cheers! All right, so we're gonna bite into it. It's so moist. And the batter is so crunchy. What do you think?
Yeah, I like it.
You can't talk right now. So I added gochujang, but it doesn't taste spicy at all. Does this taste spicy to you?
It does not taste spicy.
It's like perfectly seasoned, so it's like slightly salty. All right, let's eat one of the big pieces. Cut it open. Ooh, look at that piece. Feed you? The extra crispy batter. This is amazing. And the inside is so still moist. I'm eating the chicken breast right now. I mean, I don't really have a favorite part. They're all so good. I love the white meat for its sort of cleaner, juicy taste. And then I love the dark meat for its like extra juiciness. We have people right now standing over there in my house. They're very jealous of you that you get to eat, and they're just like staring at us. So, because they want to eat this. But anyway, before we go, we're going to taste the radish. James, do you want to try one?
Sure.
So this chicken mu is a must that's always served at any Korean chicken restaurants. It's a palate cleanser. It's just so refreshing. And it goes so well with fried chicken. Is it good? Want another one?
Sure.
Here you go. I mean, I could snack on this radish all day. So good. Of course, when you have fried chicken, you gotta have some light beer to go with it. Another palate cleanser. James, slow down. You're eating so fast. No. Happy Korean fried chicken at home, everyone. Cheers. It's really yummy. This together. So you drink up a little bit of this and then take another bite. Okay. I want to thank you so much for watching. And if you enjoyed today's video, I would totally appreciate it if you would click on that like button. 여러분 오늘 재밌게 보셨으면 꼭 좋아요 버튼 눌러주세요. So I will see you in one of these videos, everyone. So, bon appetit and happy fried chicken at home. Cheers. All right, you guys could come and eat now.